What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got something pretty good, man. We got these sisters being upset because a young brother was just speaking his mind, right? A young brother was just speaking his mind. Now, parts of it is wild, right? Parts of what the young child did say was a little wild, right? It was a little crazy, but once again, that's children for you, right? That's children for you. They're gonna keep it real, and they're gonna say a lot of things, man, that sometimes just doesn't make any sense, right? But I can tell you right now, man, a lot of things that he did say is just, once again, his experience and the experience of a lot of other black men, and it's just a fact, right? It's just a fact. Now, a lot of women, right, a lot of your sisters are going to disagree with it because, once again, hey, they feel that it's putting them down in some kind of way, right? When they sit over here and ask men, right, they ask black men, well, why do you date outside your race? Why do you date white women? Black men tell them why they date white women and date outside of their race. And once again, they will always ask or inquire, what do they do that we don't do, right? What do they have that we don't? And a lot of times, a lot of your guys, they don't ever put down women. They just keep it real. They just say, man, look, sisters, man, you know, loud, you know, sometimes obnoxious, right? Very high maintenance. That's just a fact, right? They tend to be a lot of times, right? I mean, you look at some of the things that they require of men to do, and these are some of your women who are considered to be good. Not all of them. Sometimes their mindset is mad wild, and they will get upset and they will say, well, you're putting this down, well, you're doing this and this. And once again, it's just a man's experience. He's saying, man, look, you tend to be loud, obnoxious, you know, tend to be, you know, very promiscuous. I mean, once again, you're just outgoing. Who started the hot girl movement? Who started the city girl movement? Who still is behind Megan Thee Stallion after she sat over here and slept with her best friend behind her back, right? Then lied on Gayle King. She's just a habitual liar, right? Look at the type of lifestyle she lives. Who is still supporting that? Black women. So, I mean, the list goes on. Let's go ahead and look at these sisters' reaction to this boy's experience, right? Or how he felt.
One of my students, he pointed at one of the girls, this little white, blonde hair, blue-eyed girl. She's like, that's my girlfriend. I was like, oh yeah? He's like, yeah. He's like, I would never date a black girl. And you know us girls. I was like, three of us. Yeah, like, I was like, they're teaching in separate corners, and we're all like, what?
You forgot to mention, this boy is mixed himself.
Yeah. So I was like, well, he needs to validate this statement that he just made. That was pretty brash and bold. And I was like, young man, why would you? And he's like, first of all, they loud. I was like, he's like, they think they bougie and they're annoying and they ugly.
But to me, the fact that a child would even say that shows that somehow there is this mentality. Like, I'm not saying even majority of black men feel like that.
And statistically speaking, the rates of interracial marriage, like how much they've risen, is like over 100%.
Right?
Yeah, I did look at it. I believe so.
Now, where the hell did you get that statistic, right? And then at the end, she says, well, I believe so. I mean, like, come on. But let's go ahead and, once again, these are some beautiful sisters, right? Now, I don't know what the hell they are wearing, but these are some beautiful sisters. I'm pretty sure they just simply don't like this dress up. And once again, that's probably the culture. That's probably how they're dressing. But I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure, man, they damn throw on like a crop top, you know, some damn booty shorts, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're some fine sisters, right? They're some fine sisters. Now, just to go ahead and talk about the little child's point, he said that they're loud. He said that they think they're bougie and they're annoying, right? Now, as far as the loud part, sisters, are y'all not loud? Are y'all not loud? Come on now.
Hey, for this pussy nigga, get your bands up. I know that's right. He gonna get these bills paid.
Damn, little mama, when you let me take you out?
Boy, you couldn't even afford me.
What your name is?
Shaquanda.
Shaquanda. What a nigga gotta do to fuck with you? What you look for in a nigga?
He gotta be a 7-figure nigga. I'm not fucking with nobody less than 7 figures. Boy, this $1 million coochie. So
What you need put up?
I need to be put up. I need to be put up. Put up or shut 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 up.
What would it take for you to cheat on your boyfriend? What the next nigga gotta do?
If my boyfriend get me flowers, the next nigga gotta do his big one. he gotta do his big one. He gotta up it. Like,
The fuck does that mean?
if he go low, I'm gonna go lower. He gotta do his big one. He's spinning the right to the
All right, come on now. And it's not to sit over here and say that all sisters are loud, because you can definitely say Hispanic women are definitely loud too. I mean, I would say, man, it's up in the air. But once again, sisters are loud, right? The most ratchet too, right? You're not going to sit over here and say, well, these other girls are ratchet, whatever. Sisters carry that name of the ratchetness. Guys been saying this for years, right? Guys been saying this for years, and now you have a little child saying this. Once again, more proof that what guys universally think the same way. Now, this sister right here says that, hey, well, you know, it's not to say that all black men think this way. I would sit over here and tell you that most black men think this way. Now, it's not to say that most black men will sit over here and think in a way of, man, I don't want to deal with black women, yada, yada. Like, nah, I like to point out, you know, the hypocrisy, right? Some of the idiotic things that go on. But at the end of the day, I will never encourage black men not to date black women, not to marry black women. That's just, like, come on now, right? You gotta love your sisters, right? You gotta love your sisters, even with some of the flaws that a lot of our sisters have. I'll always say that 98% of your women, good or bad, have a feminist mindset. It's just on finding the one that has the least amount, right? Who is a bit more coachable, right? One you can be able to mold or whatnot. Find that one, right? Because there's always one. It's just more of just finding one. Right. And then sometimes, once again, you're going to have to settle and you're going to have to mold them the best way you can. But that's, once again, you have to vet, right? You have to vet. There's plenty of sisters out there to be able to get and be able to start a whole family, be able to I don't know, work your way into being a traditional family. But as the child said, they're bougie, right? They think they're bougie. And here, what do we have? A lot of your women saying, hey, you got to pay my rent. You got to buy me a Birkin bag. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to take me somewhere better than a cheesecake restaurant. You got to do. Once again, it's all of these sisters asking for some of the craziest of things, even for sisters, men who do not add any value, but just ask. You don't add, but you ask. Hey, can I leech off of you? Hey, can you pay my rent? Hey, can you help me out with a phone bill? Hey, can you do this? All while holding the snatch back. But hey, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And then when a guy decides to put his foot down, or when, let's just say y'all could be in a relationship and the guy decides to say, well, you know what, put my foot down. It's time for you to go ahead and start being a traditional woman. Then it becomes an issue. Then it's, hey, well, you know, once again, why are you asking me to reciprocate so much? Because a lot of your women do not like to reciprocate value. And then last but not least, talking about ugly. Once again, that's just a child being a child, because once again, his mindset is definitely going to change once he gets older. Once he gets older, his mindset is definitely going to change, because he's going to probably hit puberty. And once again, he's going to be looking at a lot of sisters and be like, okay, hey, he might come across a sister. Hopefully we have a sister, man, who's raised in a family, right? Who was raised by her father, who can say, hey, well, you know what? I actually know how to vet a man. Hey, here's a good man. So he might be able to have a good experience with a sister. And he says, well, you know, I don't know why I was really thinking that way, even though most of the shit that I say was true. You know, but talking about women ugly, talking about the sisters are ugly, no, sisters are beautiful, create a family, whatever, right? But it just goes to show that, once again, even at a young age, we've always had this mindset. Like and like I said, this guy is he's a young dude. But guys, man, who are in middle school, high school, who are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, are saying the exact same thing. We've been saying this shit for years. Why do I say that? And I don't know what grades, you know, they're teaching or whatever. But I was thinking this exact same way back in middle school, my 6th grade year. I had the best of both worlds in elementary and in middle school, right? And the reason being is my father, he owned his own daycare. He had his daycare in the hood. So once again, he lowered the prices to the point where, once again, it was essentially to help out the community, help out parents who could not afford to take their kids to daycares, man, for $300, $400 a week. Right? It's crazy that a lot of these daycares, you got to pay about $300 upwards to $500 a week just to have your kids be in daycare. That's just wild. So of course, you know, you have a lot of sisters, a lot of brothers who are in poverty, right? Who can't, once again, make it by, but they need somebody to watch them kids because they got to go to work. So that's when my father comes in, essentially helping out the community. Of course, we're going to lower it enough to the point where you can actually come in. We're going to work on payment plans and yada, yada, yada. Once again, it's to help the community. But what I can tell you right now, every last kid that was in that establishment was black. Every last one of them was black. And guess where they came from? They came from your single parent household raised by women, right? Most of them was raised by women. Now, you did have some of them. I mean, I can't really remember them. The ones that I do remember, every last one of them was raised by a single mother. I remember one of them, man, like, I mean, I was like maybe in the 3rd or 4th grade. And I mean, she had a child, you know, at the age of 26, which, I mean, hey, and I don't know, maybe she was doing something, but I never saw the guy's father, but I definitely saw the mother. A bunch of kids raised by their mothers. But I was able to see the difference between, especially in elementary, but also I lived in a white neighborhood. So I went to a predominantly white school where there was only a handful of black folk. There was only a handful of us. So I was able to see the difference between black boys and girls at the daycare and white boys and girls at my school. The difference is that your black girls tend to be very, very loose, right? Very loose. Black boys tend to get in a lot of them trouble, tend to get in a lot of them fight. Then I go to school, right, with a bunch of white kids, and guess what, right? Your white girls, very reserved. They don't play some of that stuff. They ain't even worried about having no boyfriends. They worry about getting your schoolwork done. White boys just worrying about, man, getting their schoolwork done, playing sports, no issues, no conflict, no nothing. Then go to the daycare, you have conflict, you have issues, girls being fast, all because of what they are doing at home, right? All because of what they're doing at home and what their parents are willing to allow and what their parents weren't doing. Some of the boys, they were so bad, and it's crazy because they were all light skinned, but just to give you a little brief rundown, that the boys, once again, you had one guy that his mom used to whoop him, used to do whatever she could. And she was a single mother. I remember it vividly. She was a single mother. She was doing everything she could, bro, with that child. And he just would not change for nothing. It got to the point where she had to, once again, she had to put a man in. She had to get a man involved. And he said, and it was my father. Let's just say, long story short, that kid came back a different person. Kid worked on his schoolwork, never had any issues. All the mother had to do was say, hey, I'm about to go ahead and, call so-and-so. And the kid was straightened right up. After like a month or two, the mother came back and said, man, I don't know what you did, man, but thank you, because now this kid, man, he is very respectful. He is this, he is that. All she did was give this child to my father for a whole weekend. And he rehabilitated that dude, right? He rehabilitated that dude. You had another child, right? Who is, once again, right? Who was bad as I don't know what. I mean, that child was, he freaking terrible, right? Just a terrible ass child. But here's what I can tell you. This is back when I was in elementary. We had to be like first or second grade. Fast forward to high school, right? Now, this is where perception is key. I'm seeing him on Facebook. He over here, man, dressed up like he's in the game. Now, don't quote me. I could be wrong. He probably wasn't in the game. But once again, perception is key. You're wearing a red bandana or whatever. I mean, you just look like you could just tell, like, okay, he might be in those streets. After that, never heard anything from him. You have a third light-skinned little boy, right? Then you had a third little boy, right? He was freaking terrible. My dad had to jack him up plenty of time. Once again, terrible. Now, he was a foster child, right? The mama couldn't do anything with him. I don't know why she thought she could do it by herself, right? Because from my understanding, she probably got him when he was like 8 or 9. So you really didn't even have opportunity to mold this child. But he was wreaking havoc. Long story short, I get the junior year in high school. Mind you, he was doing all this stuff. I mean, he got arrested for touching girls or something. So, I mean, he was doing this at a very young age. So I believe he ended up getting arrested for that. Fast forward, my junior year in high school, I ended up hearing a story that, from my understanding, he ended up killing his girlfriend. Once again, it's just a track record of what I was seeing. Get to middle school, right? You get to middle school, not everybody's coming together. Hispanics, if you live in a Hispanic area, if you live in a white area, if you're living over here in a black area, middle school is going to bring everybody together. So when you're sitting over here, I'm in middle school, so I'm getting into my puberty. I'm starting to be like, okay, I like this girl. Once again, when you look at a lot of the sisters, loud, ratchet, mean, all of the issues that I had with girls tend to be your sisters. But when it came down to white girls, they were cool, they were chill, which is why you can see, once again, I didn't discriminate, man. If you were Hispanic, I dated you. If you were black, I dated you. If you were white, I dated you. But back in middle school, I dated mainly white and Hispanics because, once again, they were more receptive, they were more chill. I could be annoying with white girls and they didn't, oh my gosh, you're so funny. Oh, Kima, I love you. You're cool. You do it with sisters, you're getting cussed out, you're getting snapped at. I mean, it was ridiculous, but this is my experience. But guess what? You can get hammered for your own experience. Just like how these sisters, I ain't gonna say these sisters hammered the guy. I ain't gonna say they hammered the little kid. But at the end of the day, obviously you can see they had an issue with what he was saying because that's his experience. And then the girl said, you know what? Hey, maybe, obviously it's apparent that, he heard it from somewhere. So he's essentially picking this up as if, once again, this is not his experience. As if, hey, this is what I'm seeing. It has nothing to do with me being at home or hearing my parents say this. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm experiencing. Same thing when I was in middle school when sisters asked me the exact same question. And I said, man, listen, like, right, I can, once again, with white girls, I can sit over here and be as goofy as I want. I can be myself and they like that shit. But when I come down to y'all sisters, I got to sit over here and change myself. I got to sit over here and be some guy, man, that likes some shit that I really just don't like. I got to try to sit over here and be the most popular. You didn't have to be like that with the white girls. But at the same time, I dated Hispanics too. Because once again, they were just as reserved as the white women. But once again, when you came down to the sisters, man, they were more ratchet. They were more rude. I'm just being honest with you. All right. I'm just being honest with you. I remember this one girl, I had a big crush on her, but she was ratchet, right? I talk about her a lot right now. She is a single mother. Another girl that I wanted to date. She could never get a man because her attitude was just that bad. Like, it's literally that bad. Where I'm just like, dang. There was another girl, right, that I wanted to date, man, back when I was a freshman in high school. She was a sister. She became a single mother. She became a single mother as soon as we got out of damn college. All of these bullets I'm dodging, but damn near all of the white girls that I dated, damn near all of the white girls that I was cool with, they have children with the men that they're with. They're getting married, right? I think another one just got married. So I'm telling you the difference between your white woman and your black woman. I'm telling you why a lot of guys have the exact same mindset when it comes down to sisters, because a lot of guys experience the same thing. And when sisters say, well, that's not everybody, we get it's not everybody, but you got to understand, man, it's a vast majority of sisters, man, that have a piss poor mindset that is turning a lot of guys away. That's turning a lot of guys to be passport bros. That's turning a lot of guys to sit over here and date outside of the race. So once again, when women sit up here and say, well, this is just a trained thought, this is just a trained idea, he picked it up from somewhere. No, these are experiences. So of course, man, the video is not complete without the comments, man. So let's go ahead and read some of these comments. Somebody says, no, he's experienced black girls and has come to his own conclusion. And that's what we keep trying to say. But once again, a lot of your sisters will forever keep twisting black men's word and keep putting words in black men's mouth. And they will continue to keep being disingenuous and trying to push false narratives to fit their argument. Hey, well, once again, I didn't say I want to date white women because, I want a yes man. I didn't say I wanted to date white women, man, because I want somebody, man, who's just going to agree to everything that I said. I want to date white women because, once again, they are very easy to be with. I don't have to sit over here and try to fake and be myself. We just had a video. Hold on. There was just a video of a girl. There was just a video of a woman getting upset and saying, hey, right. And she was upset. Let's be real, right? Let's just be real. I mean, to sit over here and make this video, let's be real. But she said the reason why black men date, outside the race, date white women because they're lame. They're corny.
That's why you, and their personalities, mediocre, like sometimes. I'm not gonna hold you, like, and I'm not gonna sit here and say all and every, because I'm not gonna sit here and say all and every, but I'm going to say a lot of a good chunk. And have you ever noticed that when NFL season comes around, like, you'll see like NFL girlfriend content, and that is the only thing that you'll see on that girl page. It's everything's revolved around him. Let's clock the T. So don't be confused when y'all see that they're only dating white girls, because that's their personality. Like, that's how they are. That's what they're gonna get. Cause a girl that's not lame as hell, that's not like, got something going for herself, that's black, that's cool, she gonna be like, hey, my boy, you're kind of lame. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, you're low-key corny as hell. And that's just what it is. Like, I'm just trying to let y'all know what's tea for real, okay?
When you have a white girl, as she even said it herself, the white girls are, oh, well, you know, hey, man, y'all love that. You know, I love this. But she said there's a reason why, because they just trying to get your money. Like I said, I don't believe in that crap, man. As many women as I dated, I don't believe in some of the things, right? The shit that this sister was saying obviously was some BS. But she's saying that they were lame, and which I mean, hey, might be corny. Hey, that might be corny. But once again, as somebody said, if a hood chick think you're boring, you're living life the right way. All right, the hood chick that think you boring, for a white woman, she is going to think, man, you're fun. Oh my gosh, I love you. Oh, you're so funny. And once again, when guys express that and say that exact same thing, well, yeah, that's the reason why I deal outside of my race, because I mean, hey, she loves me. She loves how I act. Yeah. They come up with false narratives. They try to push things, man, to try to derail you in a conversation, try to guilt trip you, make you feel bad that, hey, well, you know what? I feel bad that this is how I feel about sisters because of the experiences that I dealt with. So I don't know. Y'all let me know, man. It was a good talk, right? It was a good talk. But do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe. And brothers and fellas, y'all tell me, man, how do y'all feel?